Are you ready for this shit, man? All right.
See, we're a team, dude.
All right. Yeah. All right. So, long-awaited podcast, man.
Hello?
Well, interview. So, let's get into it. So, like, what's your origins, man? Like, where you from? Like, where's the family from and stuff?
We're from Honduras. It's in Central America. Fucking neighboring countries with Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually born in Nicaragua. My dad was Salvadoran. My mom was Honduran. I almost fucked that up. And she moved with my dad to Nicaragua, and I was born there.
Mm-hmm.
And after a year living there, they split up, and my mom moved back to Honduras with her family. And I grew up there till I was about 7, and I came to the States at that age.
Do you still have a connection there with the people, like your family members and stuff?
No, it's way different, like different ways of life.
Yeah.
And I was smaller then, so I didn't really remember. I don't remember much of connecting with them or many of the elders around me. But I know they have love and appreciation for me. I just don't talk to them like that. It's just,
Not even like phone calls?
No, none of them call me, and I have no way to talk to them really because I don't connect with my family at all now.
Yeah.
So I can't talk to them like. It's just...
So you said you left there at 7?
Yeah, when I was 7.
So that's you got like a bit of the culture, right? You got a kind of like a good understanding of like how things work
over
before,
there.
Yeah, before you left.
Yeah, for sure. Like played with kids, interacted, and like did all sorts of nature stuff and family things. Like way different way of life than it is here. So in a way, I grew up here, but I grew up there.
Yeah.
So
when you was there, were you like mom and dad in the household, or just mom, or how was like the household set up?
My mom and I moved around from place to place after my dad and her split. But mostly we were like close to where our other families were. Keeping grandparents, like great grandparents and great grandma around, uncles, aunts.
Damn.
Yeah, just close family.
So you was like an only child for a while, right?
Yeah, until I was 13. My little sister Camila, which is now 8, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And my little brother Daniel, who's about to be 2 in November.
Damn. So like, you had like a lot of cousins down there when you was living, or?
Yeah, I want to say a handful of cousins. They all stayed. I was one of the few that came up to the States. Yeah.
Damn. So how was like moving, and where'd you move to actually? Like, where'd you move to at 7?
So the whole, like, my grandma was already here. She was one of the first to come to the States. And my grandma came, and then she started bringing other family members, and my mom was one of those. And my mom actually left months before I left. Like, I woke up one day, she wasn't there at all. It's like,
yo, that's crazy. Yeah.
Nothing was said, and I don't remember much of that time. I just remember being sad, but
yeah.
Then a few months later, I was told, like, hey, you're going on this trip. No questions. Like, I was like, okay, like, all right, like, what do I do? I didn't know that was the last time I would see my great-grandma, my great-grandparents, and, like, a bunch of family down there.
Yeah.
I moved here to Miami because that's where everyone was at 7 months after my mom already came here. Lived there for a few years, like, lived a nice beach life, kind of.
Yeah.
I was introduced skating there, actually.
Really? That's what skating started. Okay,
yeah.
That's what's up.
I saw some guy, like, skating in the parking lot, and I was intrigued, and I was like, yo, let me ride that. He was like, you're gonna bust your ass. It's fast. I was like, all right, I don't care. Like, first thing I did was got on, slipped out, and just landed on my elbow, scraped that shit.
Okay.
And I loved it, and saved up for 2 weeks, like, allowance, and bought a Superman board from Kmart.
Kmart?
Right, Kmart.
Whoa, that's showing your age, man. We're getting old, bro. Kmart, that's not even a thing anymore. I went to Kmart like almost 3 years ago.
Where?
In Raleigh.
Damn, they still had one?
Yeah, in Raleigh. That's crazy. So when your parents moved, or your mom moved, so your dad still's down there, right?
My dad, I haven't talked or seen him since I was 1. Like, I
Yeah.
haven't talked. I don't think I ever talked with him.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. Like, after I turned 1, he was just no longer present in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom did her best, I feel like, to be a father and mother.
Mm-hmm.
She did the best she could.
Yeah. So y'all moved up in the world when y'all moved to America?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So like, there's better opportunities here, right?
For sure, man.
I was talking to my friend. America's like one of the only countries where you can move here and better yourself. Like I can't think of any other place. Probably like Canada, maybe. I just feel like the American dream. It's a reason why it's not a Canadian dream, or a British dream. It's like America's like one of the few countries where you can, climb the social ladder, better yourself, and better the future of your family. I can't think of any other place like that.
At the same time, though, like, I contemplate on not living here because it's getting hectic. It's been hectic. And also, my mom always told me, she said, in Spanish, and I'll translate, she said, en este país puedes triunfar o fracasar. And that translates to, in this country, you can either succeed, like, really, like, far for the better, or you can, like, just fall to rock bottom. I feel like there's so much abundance of, like, drugs and, like, parties. Like, there's so much, like, all that turmoil. And there's also the good things. So it's like,
There's a balance. There's a balance. Yeah.
I've been caught in both, dude.
Your mom's an OG, man. That's a good saying to live by, man. Keeping your head constantly when you're working, when you better make a bad decision, like, you can be really good, you can be really bad in this country. So in school, were you a good student?
Yeah, dude, I never failed a class. I never failed a grade. I was pretty much low key though. I would interact and talk to my peers, but I mostly always kept it to myself and observant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you enjoyed school?
No.
You did it?
Some parts, like, I did. Like, parts I weren't really involved with school. Although sort of. Although, like, in lunch and shit, like, skip lunch.
Oh, skip lunch.
Also, high school.
Mm-hmm.
Cooking class. I was one of the top classes, like, my favorite classes I've ever had in school. Mm-hmm. Cooking, because it was just like me interacting, like, actually doing, like, hands-on, and not just like writing, reading,
and remembering stuff and processes. And so that was like, so cooking was like one of your favorite subjects in school?
High school.
Did you have like a favorite subject when you was like elementary and middle school?
Language arts.
Yeah.
I've been always good with words and things like that. I feel like.
Yeah. So did you learn English after moving to Miami?
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
I learned English fairly quick. I want to say in like 3 months.
3 months?
I picked it up nice.
Dude, what in the world?
Watching TV.
Like, TV?
I was young, like 7, so my mind was like absorbent still,
Yeah.
It still is, but more so back then,
Oh yeah, it's definitely faster. What were you watching? SpongeBob?
Like Teen Titans, SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network shit, Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
All in English.
That's what's up, man. That's so cool. I hate that that's actually true, that you can learn English, like, because it's so hard learning, like, for English speakers to learn any other language. Most people I know, like, they say, like, I tried Spanish, it's so hard, and I tried this, I tried that, it's really hard. But you hear, like, a non-English speaker, like, from somewhere else, they like, yeah, I watched SpongeBob when I was like 10, and that's how I learned English. Or I watched Rush Hour on ABC Family, like, that's how I learned English. I'm like, how? Like, and then, like, in Spanish class, teachers always say, watch a Spanish soap opera, you'll learn it faster. I'm like, I tried, that doesn't work.
You do or you don't, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta immerse yourself in the, like, use the drive if you really want that to learn.
Yeah.
Others don't have a choice too. I had to learn, like, I had to.
You had to.
But Miami, there's a lot of like Hispanic cultures, people, Colombia, Cubans, all over Central and South America, islands.
Yeah.
So Spanish is pretty dominant there, but
Yeah.
still you had to learn it for school.
I know the accent's different. Did you immediately hear the Cuban and like Puerto Rican accents?
Yeah, I can
and you was
distinguish
like,
them.
what is this?
Yeah, exactly.
What is this, man? Why are they slurring their words like that?
It's a whole pot, dude. Like it's like a
Yeah.
soup just
Yeah.
of all different cultures everywhere.
Yeah. Miami's it's a nice city, man. It's a really nice city. I was recently watching Narcos, and he was talking about how much coke he was.
Miami.
God, dude, yeah, Miami, bro. Wow, all the killings and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Actually, Scarface. I really fuck with that movie.
Scarface?
I like that one.
I recently
Based out of
saw a rendition. Literally 4-year-olds doing Scarface. It was like, you mother fudger. Yeah, I'll send you the vid after this. She was so funny.
That's ignorant.
It's ignorant?
That's ignorant. 4-year-olds talking like
Yeah.
that, dude? No.
It was like, and it had like, instead of Coke, he had like, Pops. Had a pile of Pop cereal glued together on his table. And they had a gun. It was crazy, yeah. I don't want to get into
Why?
that, man. So when you saw that man skating, that was like the seed for skating?
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped skating once I moved to Miami. I moved to Miami, picked up the board, and I forgot about it. Moved to North Carolina in 2008, like 4th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked it up somewhere in 4th grade, 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And like was on and off in middle school and like 8th grade. Like that's when I picked it up and then it was nonstop from there.
8th grade nonstop? Yeah. I tried to get into skating. I fell.
You did get into skating.
I fell, man. I fell, and like one time, my cousin, we was trying to learn how to ollie, and my driveway was a hill, so my cousin was like, if we put this branch right here, our body's naturally gonna we're naturally gonna like learn how to ollie. So me being like a dumbass, I listened to him, and I fell and I scraped my hand up, and I was like, bro, I'm not doing this shit again, because I was like, that was so stupid. Like I don't even know how to pop a board up, but he's like, you'll learn. He's like, you'll learn how to pop it just by having this branch, like this barricade in front of you.
You were holding onto it?
No, the branch was on the ground, and
what were you doing? Like
we was going down the hill, and we was trying to jump over we was trying to jump over the. I don't know how y'all do it, bro. Like all my skaters friends, like their hands always have scars on them. They at least had a cast on them one or two times in their life. The shins getting busted up, bleeding, and scabs. It was like, bro, that's not for me. That's not. It's too much. Like you're beating up your body, falling, scraping your hip, scraping your back. You're getting all dirty and sweaty. Your clothes and like it's like.
Oh, my bad.
Dude,
yeah.
Yeah, skaters, man. I give it to you, man, because like, man, that sucks. Like,
I love it though, dude. It's nothing else. Like I've attempted to stop, I cannot.
Mm-hmm.
I broke my tibia, got a plate and 3 screws, but I'm still skating, man. Like, to this day, I'm hurting all over my body, but
yeah,
still skating.
Yeah, I always thought about the cool factor too. I always thought like, since I'm 21 now, I'm like, I'm past my prime, man. You have these like young kids getting sponsored by like Supreme at 14. But like, what? I'm like, I just give it up. He's a prodigy. He's like 14. Like, what ollie like on the board trying to learn to ollie at 21?
Dude, you never know.
I feel like
that can take off.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I felt my prime. I passed it, man. So you got your first board in the fourth. Your first board was in the 4th grade?
No, I want to say I was in 2nd or 3rd. 2nd.
And that's where you got the K-More board?
Yes.
How long did that last, like the board?
I don't remember even what happened to that board, but I'm sure I razor-tailed the fuck out of it.
Razor-tail, what's that?
Razor-tail is when you're skating and you just stop on the tail and you just scrape to stop.
Yeah.
I feel like I messed it up pretty good with doing that. It's a common like thing to do when you're learning.
Learning, yeah. Did you have any more like any other sports that you was interested in besides skating?
Soccer. I did soccer in middle school for my 8th grade year, and I did tennis in 7th grade, I believe.
You did?
Yeah, because my counselor was like starting a team and she needed more people, and her and I were like close, and she asked me if I wanted to. I was like, sure, I'll be a part. And I climbed up like from like the lowest seat of the team to like I think I went to the 5th, 4th one.
Wow.
I got a most improved trophy and shit. Like, I feel like I did good on it.
Damn. What positions you play in soccer?
Defense.
Defense? Yeah. I played 8th grade year soccer. I was left back, and that was pretty fun. I mean, we sucked. We like was the worst in our conference, but it was fun.
Bro.
Yeah, we was so bad, bro. It was so bad.
Our school was the best, actually. Like, we won like freaking 5-6 years in a row.
What school is this?
Hectr0n.
Hectr0n? God, man, we were so bad, bro. We couldn't even. I remember the last game, like it was like the last game. We already knew we wasn't making the playoffs, but man, we played our hearts out, man. He's like, this is the last year, man. We're gonna go out. This is the last, not last year, but the last game we get to play. So we played our little hearts out, man, on that field. We had like one good kid. He did a fucking bicycle kick. Oh, in the middle of the game. He was a beast, bro. He's I don't know where he's at right now, but he could have went to like definitely like a D2 school on a scholarship. Little Hispanic kid. Damn. So how was your time in like high school? Like, for me, it was like terrible. How was that for you? How was high school?
High school, I got introduced to a bunch of friendships and like drugs and music. It was a time of like sprouting. Like school, you just get worked up to like high school just to like determine what you do for the rest of your life, and I feel like that's too young of a like that pressure can be hard on a lot of people like at that age, like a young age.
Yeah, I feel like everyone they do it in Europe, but they take like a gap year where a year of you just like basically exploring the world. Like a lot of Europeans, they take a year off before they go to college. So when they're right after high school, they just travel Europe and like just travel Europe. That's it for a whole year. Just travel Europe, maybe work, maybe do some creative things, but yeah, for a whole year you don't do anything. You don't go to school. Well, it's like a free year before, so you can learn. And I feel like I feel like it's better, right? Like straight out of high school, you don't go to college, you just get introduced to the real world.
Yeah.
Familiarize yourself with like different cultures and different types of people and try new things and, also party, have a good time. It's like get that partying out so you can like find yourself because you're lost right now. You're 18 years old, you just became a legal adult. I feel like I don't know who I was at 18. Who does? Like, So did you have any plans at 18?
Honestly, I just wanted to do a whole bunch of traveling. I feel like I already was at that point, or about to. Actually, 2015, I was senior, like winter. I went to Cali. It was my first time in Cali.
I know about that, yeah.
Garberville, Humboldt County.
Yeah.
Shout out Hectr0n.
Elon.
I just wanted to travel, man, skate and just be free, do what I please, like what my heart calls for and stuff. Pretty much.
Did you have any mentors?
Yeah, I wouldn't say in the skate community, some teachers, my mother for sure, some family. Yeah, I feel like I was a...
What were they telling you to do?
Not much so.
Well, what were they, like, how were they helping you? Like, what were they saying to you?
Just basically navigate my life in a way that isn't jeopardizing to my well-being and to others around me. just basically checking my blind spots wherever I wasn't looking, just pointing me to that, just reminders.
So it was no one pushing you to like anywhere, right? It was no one saying like you should do this because this is what you have and this is what you.
My mom, for sure, she always like encouraged me to do more than I can. Like,
Yeah.
Man, she taught me so much. Just basically her. It's just her. That's all she's. That's all I ever had really around me. It was just her.
Yeah.
Even though there were other forms of support, but I don't feel they were genuine. It's just like a filler. People were just, just wanted to feel like they were important in your life, but not really.
Yeah.
But actions spoke louder. So.
Yeah. I didn't really have anyone telling me to do anything.
Really?
No, I didn't. Like, I did have people, but all the people that were trying to tell me to do shit was like, they all told me to do the same thing. They told me all they was like, just go to school. Let's go to school. Like, in the black community, education is like emphasized. That's how you level up in life. It's just by going to school. And I don't think that's like good advice, especially for African Americans. Like, we don't have a lot of money. Our moms and dad didn't. Our moms and dad, like, our moms didn't save up money for us to go to school, and it's like every school is not for everybody. And there's it's more than one route to success. But yeah, I ain't even have nobody. They was telling me stuff, but I was gonna do what I was. I was gonna do what I wanted to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even with advice, like,
yeah, I was gonna do what I wanted to do.
Don't party, don't this. Like, you won't really know until you go through those lessons yourself.
So, going back to the high school like subject. So, were you a ladies' man in high school?
Since I was a baby, dude.
Was your baby?
Since I was a baby, I remember like older women and stuff, like growing up, even now, like showing love and like wanting or showing like intimacy, like showing interest in me. Teachers and like.
Yeah, so that's when you was a baby. That's when it's awakened.
I want to say I was just born like that. Just I've always
suave?
Been attracted, and I have a high appreciation for women.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out to women.
I actually got a tattoo right here, like it's a Matisse, like the painting of a circle of women naked, like holding hands together. Have that right here tattooed. That's for the women. Just
yeah, like, you really appreciate women, man. I appreciate women. Not that I agree. I'm not gonna get a tattoo of a bunch of women.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers to the ladies, man. So, like, after high school, what did you do?
Last year, like high school, well, you needed 28 credits to graduate. I had all my 36. I was like, I don't need an extra class. So last like semester of high school, I dropped theater class, and I would get out at 1, and I found a job through my friend Drew, who was a beast skater at like transition. He's really good and smooth, and I had told him I was like in my last year of high school, I was doing cooking and like that cooking class, and I was like, okay, I feel like I can do this outside of school, like as a profession. So I talked to him, who worked at Piedmont right by the farmers market down there.
Yeah.
And he was a line cook, and I asked him to get me in there somehow.
Yeah.
A week later or so, I went in to get an interview. I got positioned as a dishwasher. Yeah. And from there, my whole like cooking career, you could say, took off. Yeah. It's been 5 years cooking. It's crazy.
5 years cooking.
4 years, I want to say.
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah, you were talking about being a chef before you left high school.
Oh, yeah.
You was like, man, I can do this and make this much money. I got this. You was taking pictures of like all the dishes you made. Yeah. I was like, how did he get a job that fast? Like, we literally just graduated like a month ago. You're already in the kitchen like cooking and stuff.
Yeah, I graduated with that job actually.
Yeah.
That was very crucial. I feel like it just showed, that job itself showed me so many things. Like mentorships from the chef. The chef actually wanted me to move with him to South Carolina.
Yeah. Wow.
yeah, to go cook with him.
Yeah.
Because he saw my drive and like enthrallment for cooking and all that it brings.
I feel like networking is key,
Yeah.
especially if you're not going to school. I feel like you need to talk to as many people as possible. So you never know. You never know. And I was like a prime example of like why networking is necessary. Because if you didn't talk to other people while you were skating, you probably never would have got a job.
Facts.
You probably would have worked at like McDonald's like me.
Who knows? But also, I've always had this drive
Yeah.
to do something. I don't feel like I can just sit around and not do anything. I have to create or move. Like I have to move energy. I have to express, move. Just yeah. Just
So yeah, getting on the creative like point, music. When did you start making music?
November 2014. Randall Trandle, you know Trandle, do you? He's a like local legend, I want to say.
Yeah.
He's been making music for a while now. I don't know since when, but I just remember him always doing shows. To this day, he still does shows. Like he's probably done countless hundreds of shows, but I was inspired by him.
Yeah.
And also by the artists I used to listen to back then, or still do. Which is like Chris Travis, Xavier Wolf, pretty much. I always had like this thing, and once I discovered like that style of music, I just started writing just for the fun, to beats, whatever. But back to Randy teaching me beats, or getting into music, he taught me how to make beats back in November. Jaden was there, I remember, back when FL Studio 11 was still around. I went to the studio one day. We just sat down like a nice, gloomy, cold, chilly November day. We were in the stew. Lights were all off, and like Randy and I at like a conference type table, and a big projector screen, lights off, and just like the program FL Studio. And he basically made a beat from scratch. And I was just like asking him like, "Yo, what is this? Why are you doing that? Why this? Why that?" And it took off. I was just like 2 hours of just
focus.
In depth like tutorials. And after that, I downloaded the demo. He sent me the key through email. I used the key gen to unlock it, the full version, and it just took off from there. Made beats till about 2015, experimenting. I was like, I got a beat block for the longest, and I couldn't figure that out. So I just started writing to beats, and I made my first song in August 24th, 2015. Cycle of Life.
Oh shit! I remember. I know that. Yeah, I know that one.
Savior,
that was the first.
Yeah, Savior produced that, and I got on there, tweaked some shit too. That was like one of my last beats I've made or got on, like the beat that I worked on. And since then, I've just been making music, dude.
Yeah. Did you like it? Did you like Did you like that song?
I feel like at that time, at that level that I was like hyped because it was my first song, and I was like, yo, my voice is on a beat, and I'm listening to myself right now. Like, it was just crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. But why'd you choose music? I mean, it's other like mediums for creativity. There's photography, there's drawing, there's art. Why'd you go dive so hard into music?
I was just called to music. I grew up with a lot of music. Bob Marley is one of my, to me, mentor. Even though he wasn't there to talk to me or anything, but his music did in a way. And like my mom always was playing that around the house. I grew up on Bob Marley. Hella love for Bob Marley. Just I feel like it was a calling. Like music, there was like nothing. It just fit in. Like I just slid right in. It just
took you.
It just
like,
there.
Come here.
And it's so easy and natural for me to make a song. I feel like.
Yeah.
So.
Damn. So your mom played Bob Marley. What else? What else did she play?
Bunch of Spanish music like bachata, salsa, merengue. A lot of old school like 80s, 70s, 90s. English music. Well, I don't know what you call it, like the
pop
style.
music.
I guess like all sorts of like the music from that era.
Mm-hmm.
She really loved that. I was around that. Just she couldn't ever have the house or the car without music. Like she could not fall asleep without music or drive without music. Just always music.
Maybe you got it from her.
Yeah,
The love of music. The love of music.
Never
man.
thought about that, dude.
Yeah, you probably got it from her, man. Hearing music, hearing different cadence, rhythms, melodies all the time, man. You probably got it from her, man. So Bob Marley is a big inspiration.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure, man.
Timeless music.
Mm-hmm. There's another guy who was like another key figure in Rastafarianism, Peter Tosh.
Oh yes.
You know about Peter Tosh?
I like Peter Tosh.
Him. That's all I know. But yeah, Bob Marley. So like his way of living, his thought, and his music.
Pretty much, man. His whole ideality and morals and what he spoke on, his passion. You can see it in his face, like when he sings. Or he has so many versions of one song. Like every song he has, there's like multiple versions. It's insane. He's
holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he had. Wow.
Yeah.
Who else would you say is like a musical inspiration to you?
Well, I talked about Xavier and Chris for sure. Them. Young Bruh, when I discovered him, was now Lil Tracy.
Young Bruh.
Young Bruh.
Young Bruh.
Shouts out Young Bruh. Like,
Young Bruh.
Oh yeah, if you ever watch this, I doubt it, but
Young Bruh.
Lil Tracy.
So these are all like underground guys, right? Tame Impala, really?
Yeah, back when like 2012, like Inner Speaker and Lonerism. That's when I discovered them.
Like, how did you discover these underground legends?
YouTube and stuff, dude. Just
recommendation tabs.
Like, yeah, exactly.
You just went down like a rabbit hole.
Kept clicking.
Kept going down and down and down and down. I've been there. So you was like what, 14, 15, looking at this stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit. Dude, I don't know how I didn't find it.
I don't know, dude. At that time too in high school, like no one was on that shit, and I put a couple friends onto them. I met Xavier that way. Yeah. Xavier, him and I go back just real close. Like through music, I taught him how to use FL Studio. Yeah. And he took off from there, and he's like done works with like Lil Peep and.
Really?
Yeah, just a bunch of like underground like LA artists and all over. Like Curb Lagoop, For the Legend.
Where's Xavier? Is Xavier from Durham?
Yeah.
He is? Where's he at now?
He's in Durham now. He moved back, last year.
So he's produced for Lil Peep?
Yeah. The song's called, well, it's with MacNed. I forgot what the song's, Missed Calls. That's what that song's called.
That's crazy.
It's got like 4 million plays or something.
Oh shit, he got to check. He had to. Did he just send him the beat for free?
Something like that. I think so. Man. I'm not sure what the
best good exposure.
I'm not sure what the details are like that.
Yeah.
Or if I should say them, but.
Yeah. Okay. This is something, man. Shout out Xavier, man.
Shit. Much love, Xavier, dude.
Durham legend, for real. He turned into a Durham legend. Underground. So you wasn't like you never were attracted to like mainstream, current. No, that wasn't you.
I was into Lil Wayne back then.
Really?
Chief Keef back in 2012 when he was popping.
Yeah.
Rated Clanship, Puya. Space Ghost Perp was one of the big ones.
Yeah. Damn, Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Dude, who wasn't a fan of Lil Wayne?
Yeah, Lil Wayne slapped.
God damn, that's like 2007, 2008, man.
Yeah.
That was him until like 2007 to like 2012 or 13. It was Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne for sure, man. So like, do you monetize your music?
No. SoundCloud wanted to monetize me, but I declined. And I think they're mad. But honestly, they will give me like a few cents, and I'm not making enough plays like that at the moment to like want to monetize. But I feel like there's other platforms that can be used to further, because SoundCloud's pretty dead, I feel like, to get off with music. But that's not even my point. I'm just making music just because it's something that I desire. It's a way that it's like storytelling for me. I'll make a song and look back over and like this time of year last year is when I started like going heavy with music, especially. So I'm just the
Is it because of
songs,
the weather?
the songs enabled me to reflect and stuff. But the weather brings nostalgia for sure. I love
Really?
this like weather. Like,
Yeah, it's like
autumn is my favorite.
it's like
time of
summer.
year, one
You
of my favorite
skate
times.
hard as hell, and then like when it gets kind of cold, it's like you go in the studio where it's nice and warm, or you go in the bedroom, and when it's raining outside, and just right.
Yeah, I mean, I still be skating heavy,
Yeah.
but there's definitely less skating. I want to say in like the
Yeah.
autumn, winter time. But
Yeah.
just hibernating just in the room.
Yeah. Writing and writing and writing, and maybe that's why language arts was your favorite. You play with words and shit, and there was no right answer. Like in math, even science, history, it's always one right answer. In language arts, it's like you can be against something, and you can be for something. It doesn't really matter about what side you're on. It just matter like did you bring up like good points in your argument or your paper? Do you have like good evidence? So yeah, I feel like English you get to play around with it. It's fluid, man. It's fluid.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't have to. It's not. You're not like forced to. It's not. You're not confined to like a box. So like, what do you see your music? What's your musical ambitions, man?
At this point, I'm just gonna keep making music. Just see where that takes me. I feel like all the work that I put into my crafts has to like bring back fruit. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna keep going, see where that goes. Just work with other people. I feel like it's time for that. Because I've just been mainly working on my own, and I feel like okay, I've done enough for that. Now let me chain up with other artists.
Yeah, I know that it's this guy named Debo.
Yeah, Nesta. Shout out to Nesta, dude.
You work with. He's like a frequent, right? You frequently work with him.
Not so much anymore, but we made like
some tapes,
couple songs.
Yeah.
He's produced some songs for me. Much love, Debo, Nesta.
Yeah, shout out Debo, man. Is there any live events, any concerts in the plan?
If I get proposed, like if there's a crowd or something that wants you to do a show or whatever, I'm down. But I don't feel like I'm gonna actively seek a venue and ask if I can play. It's just it's not like a desire, but there's like a demand for me to perform or like something gets set up, then I feel like I would perform.
All right. So like you also escaped from Manifest.
Yep.
How did that come to happen? Like how did being sponsored by Manifest happen?
Mike, the owner, he's been around the skate park. He's a Durham native. He's been around the skate park since I started skating, like since I started skating Durham Park like that. I want to say like 2010, 2011.
Didn't the skate park get built in like 2009 or something?
2009.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
Like November 29 or something.
Early.
Yeah.
So you was on it early, okay.
So I was out there, and he would come like frequently. He was always in and out of the city, I guess, doing whatever.
Yeah.
Grew up with him, and then years went on. He wasn't in Durham, and I kept progressing. And then he came back or he was around in 2017 when he started Manifest. Back in like this time of year, like September, August, and there wasn't no formal introduction like, hey, you want to be on a team. He just basically like, hey, you're on the team. Like, he didn't really clarify that. It was like the actions and the way he spoke non-directly like put me there. Like I didn't have to ask or anything to be on a team. If you could look back on the earliest posts on Manifest Skate Shop on Instagram, then you see one of the first pictures is like me and like my first Miata. Like you'll see so I've been around for that for a while. I've been filming for the past 2 years.
Damn. So that's how you got sponsored. Like what advice would you give someone, the youth, to get sponsored by Manifest or sponsored general?
Just do you.
Just do you?
At first, originally, when skating, when I was like into it, like every day, all day type shit, my desire was to be pro skating.
Yeah.
And I like weaned off of that, just like getting involved in like other like being in cliques and like messing around with experimenting with like drugs and substances, whatever. That kind of like weaned off. But if there's a desire to be pro, then just take every action needed to get there. For example, eating properly, sleeping well, like stretching, just anything that can help to further get to that point, then yeah, go for that. But now I just skate for fun, like that's how it is. And like
so your pro dreams is over.
I feel like
you don't even think about it anymore.
No, not pro, but for sure I envision myself being on like another team, like Quasi. I would love to ride for them, or Polar,
Quasi, hit them up.
Some company ride for them.
Was Quasi located in? Is it in North Carolina?
East Coast.
East Coast.
Somewhere like, I don't know, Maryland. Somewhere East Coast.
Yeah.
I don't know much about them, but I just envision myself riding for them. And I feel like it's not even about being crazy or doing the best shit. It's more about like style, how you carry yourself, and
yeah. So you gotta have some swag on the board, right?
You gotta got the sauce.
You can't be like a dork.
I mean, you can be what you want. Just there's certain like teams that look for this, look for that, but I feel like I'm all around.
Yeah.
With my skating.
What kind of things do they look for?
I don't know, dude. It just depends how you fit their image. Like
Holy
what
shit,
the team stands
for. So image is important.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's why I knew y'all motherfuckers care about image, bro.
Dude, like even with outfits, I gotta feel comfortable when I skate. Like I have to feel like the apparel is part of the skating. If you don't feel comfortable skating, like your pants or whatever, then you're not gonna skate well. It's just.
I feel like that's why fashion is like a streetwear now is like skater influence. Cause you guys have the swag, man. Y'all have the swag. I feel like there's a lot of brands out there and companies looking at skaters and basing their next moves on like what the skaters are wearing. Because if you look at if you go to a skateboard, like in a big city, all of them gonna be swagged up.
Yeah,
man.
Exactly. Like
they're gonna look really good.
New York shit, just
like New York, California niggas can't dress, but like New York and like Miami, those like I feel like those skaters are like peak fashionistas, man.
Yeah.
So like, so did you ever dip into like making like clothes and stuff like that?
Making clothes?
Yeah.
No, I've talked to you though. I have some like interest in wanting to throw some fabrics together and just like not for a brand, just for
one of one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for the homies.
And that as well, yeah.
How long does it take you to pick an outfit out?
Like less than a minute.
Really?
Usually I start off with pants. Like I'll start off with the pants and then pick a top and then shoes. Yeah. And then throughout the day I'd be changing too. Just
you really?
3 times.
You change throughout the day?
4 times, yeah. I'm like, I'm not feeling this. Like I don't know. I gotta
go back to the house.
I just gotta feel good, dude. Have so much garments.
Yeah, I heard that the pants is not. You shouldn't focus on when you're trying to like get a fit off. I feel like the pants is where you should start, but most people start with their clothes, not their clothes, but their shirt or either shoes. That's why I was fucking up on that. I was thinking about because I'm not gonna brag. I got a lot of cool shirts. Y'all know it. Y'all see me. I got a lot of cool shirts.
You do actually.
Yeah. So I always think about the shirt. But I should start thinking about the pants, and then like when you think about the pants, think about the shoes and how the pants lay on top of the shoes, because I feel like that can ruin a fit. How your jeans or pants lay on top of your shoes. That's very important for me. So I'm mad that it takes you like a minute. It takes me literally 10 minutes to get an outfit off. It takes me 10 minutes of like going back and forth between shoes and going back and forth. Did I wear this last week? I haven't worn this one yet. Have people seen me in this? Like I take it. I don't know. I think I've put too much effort in it. And like my best outfits are when I'm not thinking about it. When I try something, when I just don't give a fuck, and then you put a new combo together, and when you get that new combo together, you're like, damn, this shit kind of hard. When I'm just running outside, I need to find something. Boom, boom, boom. I like this. I like that pant. I like that shirt. Let me put it on. And I go in the mirror. I'm like, damn, this is a fit, man.
Bro, it's like intuitive. Everything, just for me, for the most part, act intuitively on like I would like just feel things out. Like, do I feel this? Just like intuitive, like intuition. I feel like it comes a long way with just everyday life. It's like a muscle you build and work on.
So your fashion expresses yourself, right?
For sure.
For sure. What's up with these tattoos, man? What's up, man?
All these tattoos on me.
Yeah. What's up, man?
I feel like a bunch of things I picked up off my mom, like even clothing that we were speaking on. She had so many shoes, like jewelry, necklaces, everything, scarves, gloves, just so many garments. I picked that up from her as well. And to this day, I can tell you that I don't feel like I've worn the same outfit probably like in a while, dude. I always mix my shit. Except for like work, from that's work.
Yeah.
But like other than that, I don't repeat my outfits like that.
Damn, lucky you.
What was the
tattoos, man?
Oh, tattoos.
Yeah, why do you have so many?
So my mom had like one or two, and I was always intrigued because no one in the family had tattoos like that at all. Just her. She was kind of like a
outcast.
Yeah.
Black sheep. Yeah.
And I was just always infatuated about them. And as soon as I turned 18, I just went and got my first 2 tattoos.
And what were they?
The one that's here is like a Greek goddess, sort of like simple outline of a woman's like side face, kind of.
Yeah.
And this, an eye with a hook, which is for Jaden, my brother, my best friend that passed away in 2015. So those 2. And then I waited a couple months to like next summer. So like it was December when I got my first ones, and I waited till June, and I got 2 other pieces by Cohen, who was a sick ass artist. Was working at Doc Star, then moved to Colorado. Now he has his own shop, Choice Tattoo. But I got heavily into tattoos last year, around this time and a little bit before. I was just getting a bunch of ink on me, and just. At times, I'm like, yo, when did I get all these tattoos? Like, it's insane.
You ever gonna go to the face?
No, not the face.
Not the face? Neck?
Neck, yeah. I feel like
I know you get your head.
Yeah, I got my head, but you can't see it.
Oh, man, I wish I could see that. You got the head, man. Did it hurt?
Yeah, towards the back and like sort of temple area.
Yeah.
But this is back in June. I just like buzzed my hair off. I just felt destructive. I just felt something. I needed to let go of that hair.
Yeah.
I buzzed it all off. I never had it that short. I was like, oh, might as well get a tattoo.
What is it?
Here. It's an alligator.
It's an alligator?
Yeah.
Damn. Shit. So like tattoos, clothes, music. The music, man. You make a lot of music. How do you find the time?
There's always time, man.
You make a lot of music. How many songs do you have?
Like with unreleased, I want to say like 150, 160. But out there is like close to 130 on my SoundCloud.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, it's insane. I'm like, what? Over 100 songs?
Yeah, man.
There's so much to say and feel and do. I was just like,
yeah.
And you listen to it, it's crazy. Like for others listen to my music around me, like locally and like internationally. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
So do you make music based off what you're going through right now and what you have like experienced?
Pretty much, yeah.
So everything you ever rapped was true?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Just like
everything. Okay.
Yeah, just I don't flex on my music like talking about guns and like doing like no, it's just or curse like that really like I do, but it's just expression of what I'm going through at the moment. Like I was saying earlier, I reflect on those things like some of my music I don't even listen to now. Like others I do because they're like slappers, but some I'm like, oh, this is not me anymore. I'm not on that mindset. It's just like
So it's like it's kind of therapeutic writing and making music, right?
I can see my own growth and progress, like mentally, like emotionally, all that, all bodies. I can see my growth through music.
I definitely, it's very therapeutic to hear music for me, and it's also, I know for you, it's definitely, it's a timestamp. When I listen to a song from years past, it's like a spark, and it's like I'm back at that first time I heard it. I can know exactly what I was going through. I know exactly what I was going through, and I know exactly how I was feeling when I first heard this song. Like certain songs, especially like older songs, when I was like younger, I can just like it's like I'm a kid again. It's weird for me, and do you get goosebumps when listening to music?
Yeah.
I get
Sometimes.
goosebumps sometimes when I listen to music and just like knowing what was going through, what I was going through, where I was living at, and everything was going down. I get goosebumps, man. It's like, man, I'm so glad I'm not there anymore. Or
that
damn,
kind of way.
yeah. Or I can't believe I used to feel that way. It's not sad. It's like, man, I can live past that.
Okay.
And I'm not saying like I'm glad. Oh God, I'm so glad. It's like, man, I remember this moment, man. I get goosebumps, man. I empathize for people who can't understand, like getting goosebumps and getting emotionally hearing music. Like I talk to some people, they listen to music just to pass time. I'm like, that's it? That's all you get from music? Man, music is everything. And I remember in high school, you always used to have headphones, man. Always used to have headphones, man. Always, bro.
Avoiding talking to people, man, and like just how like seeing those around me, the way they talked, I was like, I don't want to be a part of this, man. I don't want to hear this bullshit. I just like just doing me, listening to music, like appreciating it.
When I put headphones in, I low key get like a little anxiety because I don't know it's like I get isolated and you're not really aware of what's going on or what people are talking about. It's like I have to keep it when I keep the music all the way up, it's not good for me. If I keep it where I can kind of still hear people, I feel good. But like, do you get that? Is it just you don't get that anxiety of not knowing what is happening around you, what people are saying?
Not at all, because I feel like I sense around me, but I went years of listening to music with headphones, and I never felt that way, honestly. Only when I was like faded, like at school or something with headphones, I just felt a way like about a teacher or a supervisor like commenting about them, but that's about it.
Yeah. I have to keep it like a medium level so I can hear a little bit of noise, because if I don't hear that little bit of noise, I'm start thinking like what is going on around me. I need to know. I think that's like a little bit of like ego. Like I care too much about what people think, and I think you don't have that problem.
Yeah, I do, but it's not as prevalent as others, I feel like.
Yeah. How'd you deal with that? Like,
I don't know. I feel like I was born with that gift.
A gift of not having an ego, not really caring.
I mean, it's all there, but I just don't feel like I tune into that part of me like that. It's more so like the freedom of expression part of me, like the just being. But don't get me wrong, at times I do like get sucked into it. Like,
like have a flash panic attack out of nowhere, like why I'm having this.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's like, why am I having this? Like I was just fine like 5 minutes ago. That thought just like gets your heart racing and stuff like that. But I was thinking about like, I said the perfect way to describe you is probably like you're water. You're fluid. You don't really let things bother you, man. It's like water. It doesn't matter what you put it in. It's gonna mold to the cup. It's gonna mold to the vase. Water. It's gonna mold to the hands. Like it doesn't really get held down. I was like, that's Hector, man. He's like water. He's fluid. His emotion, even the way you walk. Me and our Deja was talking about that. He's like, man, he's a cool motherfucker. Look at the way he walks, man. You can tell that's Hector from a mile away just by the way he walks. You think you like water?
Dude, I love water. Water is life.
Yeah. You was big on water. You like water boys.
For the longest, dude, I've been like on water.
You had that big ass Fiji bottle.
Yeah, back then I was like heavily into like water boys, like Chris Travis. Like he was heavily promoting water and just
water boys.
Even before that, I was still on water, but like that just like pushed it even more. I was like, all right.
I ran into someone that was kind of like you. I was at this vegan restaurant. This older black woman.
Kind of like me.
Yeah, she was just like fluid, like water. I was like, after I got out of there, I was like, what just happened, man? She's like, I was talking to her. I was like, she was spelling my name out for the order. And I looked at a notepad. And I said, my name doesn't have 2 L's. And she just looked at me and smiled and said, it's okay. I didn't say anything else and just went back there and gave him this note. And then she comes back. I'm like, I say something like, I don't need a straw. And then she just smiles and say, it's okay. I was like, yo, what in the world?
Water.
Like nothing. I was like, she's like water. Nothing phases her, man. Like everything just rolls off. And I was like, I want to be like her. And that phrase, it's okay, and smiling, like, it really is okay.
Gives you a wink. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. And she was like so cool. I'm like, the way she dealt with me was like, I was like, man, I've never seen no one like that besides you. Just like, not phased. Like, man. So you always been promoting water since high school. Do you have a favorite water?
Reverse osmosis, dude.
What?
It's not a brand. It's just like a process of filtration the water goes through to get it clean and good to drink.
I know osmosis is when
Co-op has 39-cent reverse osmosis gallons. Like,
really?
Yeah, that's where this comes from. Normal water.
Jeez, yes. Thank you. So what's the future, man? What's the future plans of the pipe? What is this? What is happening? What should we call this? Is this an interview? Is this a podcast? Is this a talk?
This is a check-in.
Is it check-in?
This is a check-in.
How do we get to this point?
This right here?
Yeah, how do we get to here? It was like 2016, right?
Pretty much. Just always like talking about, yo, we have to do something. Like, we have to unite and like get a mastermind together and make something. Like, we gotta. I just always felt like an attraction, like a click between you and I. Like, we've been on and off talking, like not talking for months. Like, since I met you. And you were always like gravitating around me. I was like, dude, what's up with this dude? Like, he's different. He's on some other shit. Like, okay, I could give him a chance. I could fuck with him.
Yeah. Oh, I would not leave you alone, man.
Dude, I know.
I was a pest, man. I was like, nah, I need this. I need to do something. It's telling me something. We gotta do something, man. I need to use his mind. We need to get together. We gotta do something.
Here we are, man. This is the sprout of that seed.
Do you have any life lessons? Life lessons from your 21 years of life?
Many. One that I'm facing right now is not taking like people for granted or situations that you're in. Like, that's the big one I'm on right now.
What caused that?
My mother's passing. Just not like being there like as I should have been, and placing others ahead of her, like friends. I was always out with friends late. She was out worrying. Like, she was always showed me unconditional love all the way to the end. But now it's like I have to learn like the fucking hard way. Just many other things too with that, but that's what I'm on right now.
Yeah, I think about that. So I think that so often. It's like I was just kind of arguing with my mom this morning, and I was like, man, why is she like this? Like, she's so annoying. And I was thinking in the car, I was like, man, when she gone, man, I'm gonna miss her, man. Even though she's super annoying, it just made me like want to not fight, not argue with her or make her mad. Cause it's like it's pointless, and
it feeds none. Like,
yeah, it's pointless.
Goes nowhere.
Yeah, and that's not. I shouldn't like. It should be less moments like that and more happy moments. I should be trying to like please her as much as possible, not to make her upset. Because right now I feel like I feel like it's almost even how much I please her and how much I make her upset. And every time I argue with her, I just feel like the pleasing just go down, the arguments go up. It's terrible. And I don't blame you for not talking, like us not talking for long periods of time, because it's hard to juggle both, like friends, family. You have a girl, and then you have like job. It's kind of hard to I mean, one of them have to take the back seat, so you can really put your time and energy into like the others.
Yeah, I feel like for me, I pictured driving and like in the back seat are other like priorities and stuff, and then like one gets put in the seat like in the front next to me, like one thing at a time.
Yeah.
While I'm going forward, like while
Yeah.
like I'm ascending, like they're still coming with me. Like I may not be placing attention on them at the moment, but like they're with me still, like in the back of my head and like in my heart, and I'm like going forward still. I'm just like rotating that circle of priorities, like just making sure that they all get fed, and it can be challenging, but I do my best.
Definitely, I feel like when you're in a relationship, family and friends kind of take the back seat.
Yeah, I can get
For a
like
lot
that,
of
but
people, it's
that's a
like that.
pattern. But
Yeah.
I don't feel that's healthy, and I don't want to get there because both of the partners have their own needs and priorities to meet regarding their family, their well-being, and spaciousness, and so.
Yeah, especially when you get a partner, you trying to like, I guess you try to spend more time with them as much as possible because you're both you're adults, you have busy lives, so when you get a chance to, when you have your free time, it's like, I gotta hang out with my boo, I gotta hang out with my significant other, and then like you kind of like, it's less and less times for the homies, less and less time for the family and stuff like that. So I don't blame you for doing that. I don't. Yeah, I don't think you should beat yourself up about that.
That's true. That's a big one I deal with, but I do where I can when I can.
Yeah. You wanted to get into the lyrical content of your music as well?
I mean, you ask away.
Yeah. How does the music process start? Do you write something out?
So I used to do that. I'll write without a beat, but now like I find a beat that I feel, and it depends on what I'm going through at the moment or pushing through, and I find a beat and I just start writing. Like write one line, and then after that line it just goes to the next and the next, and I just build a whole song.
Yeah. Well, the computer's on 1%, and we just crossed the hour. We're at 1 hour and 2 minutes right now. So I guess this is a good place to end it.
Damn, an hour! I feel like we just got started.
Yeah, it's a good place to end it. I mean, we can do another one, a second part, if you want, if you feel like doing that.
Damn, you should have brought your charger.
I don't know.
Well, this concludes the check-in with Hectr0n. Part 1.
Yeah, part 1.
Part 2 coming soon.
Part 2 coming soon, man. All right.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.